So in this giant sea of red today, there is one coin that stands out and is actually up a lot today, which is Kaspa. Kaspa right now is at 18 cents. It was at about 15-16 cents earlier today, but it had some news and it actually made a very big increase in price, and right now it is retesting its all-time highs. So let's take a look at the chart of Kaspa. As you can see right here, we had this massive run up just in the past couple of hours really, and now as you can see, we're all the way at 18 cents. We're basically retesting this upper range right here. Let me just outline it for you guys. So we're testing this all-time high resistance zone. We've never really broken out of it, right? We've never broken out of about that 18 to 19 cent range. So will this be that one time that we actually do? We'll have to wait and see, but we are trending upwards, which is a good sign. In my last video, Kaspa was sitting right here at about 13-14 cents, and I said in that video that Kaspa has a chance to once again retest its all-time highs, and it's done so. It did in the beginning of June, and then now it's doing it again at the end of June. So will we see a break in this all-time high? I think very well we could, but because the market is down right now and I expect Bitcoin to potentially slide further, if Bitcoin slides a lot further, then Kaspa is probably going to retrace unless it gets more and more bullish news. And what was the news that happened today, right? Why did Kaspa all of a sudden pump 10-15% while the rest of the market, as you can see, is down massively? Well, the news today was Marathon Digital mines $60 million in Kaspa to diversify from Bitcoin. If you guys don't know, Marathon Digital is one of the largest crypto mining, more specifically Bitcoin mining companies, and it wants to diversify its assets, so it's mining Kaspa now, and it has $16 million worth of Kaspa that have been mined. And yeah, since September they want to diversify from Bitcoin. This is very bullish news, right? You have these not only big institutions, but also big mining companies are all very interested in this coin, right? In this layer one coin. That means they believe in it, right? That means more and more people, more and more corporations are believing in this project. And this project is constantly developing at a very, very steady pace. As you can see, this is kind of their development timeline, and we have completed research, mobile wallets, integrate Kaspa with Freeze on Ledger, we've completed that, and the Rust coding language, we completed that relatively recently, and now they're working on developing consensus to follow Dagchain protocol, increase blocks per second further in transaction speeds as well, node improvements, and then smart contracts are still in the planning phase. I don't expect this to be developed anytime soon, but it's good that they're still planning it and planning on implementing it in the future. So as you can see, Kaspa is a project that is constantly being worked on by developers. I've done many deep dives into Kaspa in the past, so if you want a really deep dive into Kaspa, watch some of those previous videos. But overall, Kaspa is a great and trustworthy project. When the market is bleeding like this, it is very good to see that certain coins are still doing well, right? Obviously, Kaspa, I would say right now, is an outlier because of the news, right? If there wasn't really this news, then Kaspa would also probably be slightly red or kind of slightly green, not plus 10% while everything else is down 5-10%. But Bitcoin is the main factor here, right? Bitcoin is the main factor that we need to consider when we think about any coin for that matter, whether it be Kaspa, whether it be meme coins, anything and everything. Bitcoin is going to be the main determining factor. And right now, as you can see, Bitcoin is at $61,000. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, it's up to you to decide, because here I've drawn out some potential points that I think Bitcoin could go to in the near future. Some potential scenarios, right? I drew this in my last video, but just to kind of reiterate, 90% chance I believe Bitcoin could continue going up from here and eventually hit this all-time high range in that low 70K place once again. But there's also that 10% chance that it could consolidate here for a while and actually dip further. If we see a break of about 59K, if we get lower here, right, and lower than this this light green line, which is the 200 EMA, so if we get lower than this 58K mark, we are definitely heading lower, and by lower I mean down here to this support zone. Basically, the support has held since February, and this would be in that 51 to 53k range. So if that happens, expect all of your altcoins to fall further, including the likes of Kaspa, right? If that happens, Kaspa will most likely fall back into this zone, so probably anywhere from 11 to 13 cents, basically where Kaspa's been consolidating for the past, half a year now. Kaspa is a steady beast. Just look at this chart, right? Every single time Kaspa has a massive pump, it consolidates for a while and then makes newer highs, and it consolidates and then makes newer highs and consolidates. Well, as of recent, it hasn't been making newer highs, but it's been hitting those highs time and time again. So the consolidation is relatively easy to predict. And as you can see, each consolidation period lasts for, a couple months, and then we see a rise, more consolidation for a couple months, and then we see a rise. So right now, if we break through, I believe we could definitely aim for more price targets. And some of the price targets I think we could potentially aim for. Let's just do a quick Fibonacci retracement, right? I think this 1.618, so that would put Kaspa at about 22 cents. I think that could definitely be an area to look out for. And another area would most likely be this 27 cent range. So anywhere from 22 to 27 cent range could be where Kaspa lands next. So let's say that happens. We could go somewhere around here and then consolidate further, and then boom, that is our new all-time high. Now there's also the scenario that Kaspa goes lower, and let's say Bitcoin continues to fall further, and we see more of our altcoins bleed. Then Kaspa could maybe consolidate up here for a while, but then because of the pressure of Bitcoin and all of your other altcoins falling, Kaspa could lose some steam and then retrace back to this area, this 13.5 cent area, and then this has become kind of that new consolidation zone for Kaspa. But of course, if more and more negative news happens, then Kaspa could fall back to its previous consolidation point of about 10 to 11 cents. But with that being said, Kaspa is one of the safest, in my opinion, altcoin investments because of this chart, right? I'm no financial advisor, but even just looking at this chart, you can see Kaspa time and time again makes new highs, and when it eventually does fall back, it always hits these points of resistance and never breaks further down from these points of resistance, right? Look at this. Look at these long giant wicks, right? That means that every single one of these wicks that you see, so we see one here, here, and then most recently here and here, that means that there was a lot of selling pressure, but the market ate it up, right? Investors ate those dips up. And that's why you see these long wicks, because that means during this massive sell-off, we got to this low point. So like, let's say this one, we got to 9.5 cents basically, but the investors found that as a very, very good entry. So then they completely ate it up. So when the candle closed this is the daily chart, when the day closed, Kaspa's price was actually much higher than that day's low. And that tells me that there is a lot of investors waiting for these dips just to eat it up, because investors are so bullish on this coin. So this is a very good sign to see if you're invested in Kaspa. And overall, guys, you always want your coin to do well, even especially during these times of a lot of volatility, right? I mean, look at the market right now. It's all red. Past week, a lot of your coins are red. Kaspa, in the top 100 coins, Kaspa for this week is number one, right? It is the number one gainer at 25%. That has to mean something, right? That is very, very impressive. Most of these other coins are actually either meme coins or AI coins, but you can see Kaspa right here is a layer one coin that has a very large market cap, right? Kaspa is much larger than a lot of these other coins. Kaspa is number 24th now in the crypto rankings, right? In terms of total market cap. Kaspa is not going anywhere. It will continue to rise. It is one of the leaders for this bull run for sure. And I'm really excited to see this coin absolutely skyrocket and do really well when full altcoin season begins. Bitcoin dominance is still at all-time highs, so I don't expect to see altcoin season anytime soon. But the fact that Kaspa is doing so well, even when all your other altcoins are doing poorly and altcoin season is still in the horizon, that's just a massive setup for more massive gains down the road. So I'm very, very excited for Kaspa. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.